You are called to be a man. You are called to be a man of your house. I don't care if you live in an actual house, an apartment, a little flat, whatever. I don't care. You are to be the man of that house. You need to start acting like it. Stop being weak. Stop making excuses. You need to find a way. Be disciplined and rise up. Hey, welcome into Fire and Iron. My name is Reggie, and thank you so much for joining us today, where we're going to be talking about stop wasting time. Because here's the thing, no one else is going to come and do this for you. There's no such thing as perfect timing. We all want to believe these fantasy, dream-ass, these Disney type of endings and these Disney type of moments. And quite honestly, in a lot of times when you're starting out and you want to flip the switch, you want to change your trajectory of your life, it's not going to be the perfect timing. It's not going to, you might not have the right energy, the right space, the right emotions, because if you wait and you are waiting around for that to happen for you, you are going to be waiting a very, very long time. You don't have to, as the old saying goes, get all your ducks in a row. You've got to tell the ducks where to go. You've got to be the director. They're not going to do it all themselves. You've got to take control, and you have to tell your life what you want by the actions that you take. And that is the whole premise of this. You have to take action. You can talk all you want. And in today's world, with social media, with all the other outlets that we have, it is very easy to be talking about what you want to do. And there will be no shortage of that. But the difference between those who have and those who just dream about it is the actions that you take. That the people who take action, the people that, are quote unquote famous or are, have ascended to certain levels of business or whatever you're looking to accomplish, is that they took action despite their circumstances, despite their surroundings, despite not having the emotional fire behind it, because they were disciplined. They didn't have the green lights. They didn't wait around for somebody to save them. This is what you have to do. You have to do the work. You have to take the chance, and you have to go after what you want. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Reggie, and this is the Fire and Iron Show. And if you have not checked us out on Patreon, definitely go back or go check out patreon.com, Fire and Iron Show. We've got extended versions of our previous episodes. We've got worksheets. We've got book recommendations. We've got exclusive content there. So go check it out, patreon.com. Look up Fire and Iron Show. And if you aren't friends with us on, all the socials, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the different socials, you're probably on your favorite one. If we're not on one, just let me know about it. Fire Iron Show on all of those, and fireironshow.com. When I started this podcast, this is probably the fourth time that I've started a podcast like this. For different reasons, I've started and I've stopped. I've started and I stopped. There's never been a perfect time for me to start this podcast. There's never been this, oh my gosh, I have all the time in the world and I can dedicate this time, and I don't have that. If you know me personally, you know how my life is structured. It is crazy right now, but that's okay, because I'm going to make time for this, because it's important, because I have a message inside of me that I want to relay to you. There's a fire inside of me that's been lit. It's been lit for a long time, probably 12 years plus. where I know I have a story. I know I have a mission, and this avenue through the podcast, through coaching, through the seminars, through all of that, that is where it is. And you know what? Sometimes it's good timing, sometimes it's bad. And just no matter what's happening around me in life, I know I have to be disciplined. I have to say, what do I want and how do I accomplish that? And no matter what my discipline says, no matter what my calendar says, I still have to show up, provide this content, and get it to you. So my urge to you is stop wasting time. Because I promise you right now, somebody that's listening to this, you are putting off what you know needs to get done. Whether it's your dreams, your goals, or whatever it is, what makes you come alive? Far too many times as men, we are sleepwalking through life. Absolutely sleepwalking. And what I'm calling you out right now on the carpet, men, is no more. You deserve better. Your spouse deserves better. Your girlfriend deserves better. Your kids deserve better. Your God deserves a better version of you. Stop being selfish and stop all the nonsense and wasting time. I'm not saying that you've got to go out and quit your job and you've got to follow your dreams and all that stuff. Listen, just take time. Stop. This is what I would say. Stop living in your mind. Start putting actions behind what you want to do. Do the research. You may say, I want to start a podcast. That might be your dream. And that's awesome. But do some research. What is it going to take for you to start a podcast? Whether it's, a little bit of equipment, how do you post it? How do you come up with the content? Can you film yourself for talking or on video or whatever for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever it may be? I don't know what your dream is, but can you actually do the work and figure out, is this something that is realistic? Do some research, because we all have 24 hours. On average, the average American spends about 2 hours a day scrolling social media. I'm in the same boat. So I have to put in, fail safes, and we talked about that on the last episode, where I'm not just mindlessly scrolling through. And I catch myself sometimes. And I'm like, 25 minutes just went by. 10 minutes just went by. What did I do? Is what I'm doing now getting me closer to my goals or further away from my goals? And yes, everybody needs time to unplug. I get it. I understand it. But be disciplined and be focused with your time. Time is not the issue. It's your discipline. Because things don't magically, they just don't magically get better. The only difference between where you are right now and where you want to be. And listen, I don't care if this is financial. I don't care if this is spiritual. I don't care if this is a relationship thing with your wife or your kids or your friends, your coworkers. I don't care if it's career-wise. Between where you are and where you want to be, the only thing holding you back is discipline. How do you spend your 24 hours? Are you disciplined to do the work to get you closer to where you want to be? Because we're all wasting time. Just think about this. If you took 15 minutes a day, whether it's reading a book, whether it's doing some research on something that you want to do, whether it's investing an extra 15 minutes of intentional time with your kids, with in the Word, Bible or Quran, whatever you believe in, spending 15 extra minutes of devoted, focused time with your spouse. That's almost 5,500 minutes a year, which is the equivalent to 91 hours a year. 91 hours a year of you being on purpose. Think about this. Is 2026 going to be better if you spent 91 hours focusing on your dreams, your goals, your relationships? Are you going to be in a better position or a worse position? I don't know how you could be in a worse position. Even if you find out over those 91 hours of research that you don't want to start this business, that you don't want to, whatever, invest in this, or you find out you don't want to be with your significant other anymore, you found out you're closer to where you want to be because you found out ways that something didn't work. You found out that, hey, I'm not going to beat myself up over wanting to start a podcast because I tried it. I looked into it. And you know what? I weighed the options and it's just not worth it to me. And that's okay. That's okay, because once you let that go, that frees your mind up. It frees your mind up, and now you're allowing the universe, you're allowing God, you're allowing whatever to come back into you and say, okay, I'm glad that's off the plate because this is really what I want you to do. This is really how, what about this opportunity? So it just opens up everything for you. The one thing I don't want you to do is I don't want you to watch this or listen to this and you get all fired up, right? It's very simple. It's very easy to do, to watch something like this and be motivated and be like, yeah, I can spend 15 extra minutes. Yeah, I'm going to do it. While that's good in the beginning, that's just emotions. And if you've listened to our other episodes, you know that emotion-based decision-making never happens. Or it happens. Let me back up there. If you've watched our other episodes, you know that emotion-based decision-making will leave you falling flat on your face every single time. Because eventually, whether it's in a week, whether it's in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or in 6 months, the emotions will wane. Life will come at you, and that's where discipline comes in place. So I want you to watch this, and I want you to get fired up about it, but then I want you to back it up with discipline. Because emotion is a roller coaster. You're going to be high on emotion after watching this, fired up. And then, you know what? Something at work, something at life, something with your kids, it's going to come crashing down. And then you're not going to feel like doing anything because, well, I just don't feel like it. And now we're on this roller coaster. Discipline keeps you steady and keeps you focused, because no mentor, no right partner, no job, no opportunity is going to save you. Your job, your responsibility is to create this for you and your family. You are called to be a man. You are called to be a man of your house. I don't care if you live in an actual house, an apartment, a little flat, whatever. I don't care. You are to be the man of that house. You need to start acting like it. Stop being weak. Stop making excuses. You need to find a way. Be disciplined and rise up. And that is my message to you today, is you are to be the man of this house. Act like it. Lead like it. Live a life that your kids would be proud of. Lead a life that your spouse is proud of. Lead a life that your parents, that your God, that leads a life that they would be proud of. The people you love most and the people that love you the most are waiting on you. They're waiting on you to be a man. They're waiting on you to rise up. Your wife, your partner, your girlfriend, your kids, your coworkers, your friends, they are counting on you. So my question to you is, when are you going to? When are you going to be disciplined and say, I'm not going this direction, I'm going over here because of my dreams, my goals, my ambitions, what I want in my life? I'm not going to go over here because society says this, or it's easier over here. I'm going to choose the lonely route, the non-popular decision, and I'm going to go in this direction. Stop playing small. Stop with all the excuses. Have some passion, right? Have some passion in your life. Stop worrying about what everybody else thinks, because they're not thinking about you. They are so enthralled with their own problems, their own issues, their own, past stuff that they're kicking themselves for. Stop doing that. They're not thinking about you. And even if they do, that just shows that they think small, that they're not a dreamer, that they don't have bigger visions. If people want to tear you down, see, here's a good litmus test. If people want to tear you down, that just goes to show they aren't on a journey. They're stuck in neutral. Because people who are on a journey, people who are passionate, people who know what it's like to step out from the norm, that have goals and ambitions and dreams for themselves, their family, and whatever it may be, they know what the feeling is like to be different. They know what it's like to be misunderstood. And you will not get made fun of by somebody that's going after something if it's odd to society or whatever, right? So don't worry about what other people are thinking. Have the passion, have the fire. I know you failed in the past. We could do a 10-part series on number of things that I have messed up, that I've failed at, that I've, turned the other way, I've ignored, whatever. I know you're scared. I am too. And don't think for a minute that I have my whole life figured out. Don't try to fool yourself in thinking that I do, because I don't. And I don't think everybody honestly will ever have everything figured out. But I'm willing to be a vessel to help encourage you, to help give you some emotion, some spark, to challenge you to be disciplined. I have that inside of me, and I want to help you. This isn't about me up here, you down here, them up here, you down here, whatever it may be. It's about all of us working together as a community to raise up, to rise up. And that's what we want to do. There's a famous saying that when the tide rises, it rises all ships. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to take men from here, and we're just rising them up, a higher standard. Hold yourself to a higher standard, men. Again, you are called to be the man of the house. Start acting like it, because we are being depended on. Do it scared and do it anyways. Do it scared and do it anyways, because no one is coming to save you. Now, I'm not just talking about work and you just need to forget all the other pillars out there, right? We're not just talking about you need to grind and have hustle culture and all that stuff. No, you've got to be balanced. You've got to work the work pillar. You've got to work your pillar with relationships with your spouse and your children and your friends and family. You've got to work your pillar financially. You've got to work your pillar spiritually. You've got to work your pillar of physical health. You can't just ignore all of those and just I'm just going to grind. I got to provide for my family. I got to get this promotion. I got to do that, and then leave everything else behind. That's not winning. That's not what I'm talking about. You've got to be intentional with your time, with your spouse, with your significant other. Be present with your kids. Be present at work. Be present spiritually. Be present with your body and work your body. Be present with your finances. Be on purpose. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Be on purpose on your life. And that's what I want you to do this week, because we are not too busy. We all have 24 hours in a day. It's how do we utilize those? What are your priorities? Because if again, spending 2 hours scrolling on average, that's what the average American does, we don't have our priorities of what truly matters. And I'm not saying it's got to be, we've all got to go get off of social media and we got to go to, dumb phones and all that stuff. I'm not saying that at all, because that would be really hard to grow a podcast. Because I think there's good information out there. I know there is, because I take on that information. I'm a student of this, right? And I'm right there with you. But we have to hold each other accountable, and we have to be more disciplined. So this week, what is one thing that you have delayed too long? You know you want to do something, but you know what? It's just, you've been drifting. You've got doubts. You don't know if it'll work. You're scared because of your past and all the other things that you're telling yourself. What is one area where you've been drifting, you've been wasting time on, and dragging your feet? I want you to start doing some serious research and not just scrolling on your phone. I want you to get pen to paper, and I want you to take notes of what you want to do. Whether it's, hey, I want to be more disciplined with my calendar at work, or I want to be more, I can see I'm looking at my pillars, and my relationship with my wife is really deteriorated over the years because of work and kids and everything else. And I'm not going to do that anymore. It's a priority to me. Or my kids is, I want to pour into them, and I want to do this. And I'd really like to coach their teams, come fall, when sports are going. So I need to figure out, how am I going to make that happen? And put a game plan together and make it happen, and be disciplined. You know what? Share this episode with someone who needs a wake-up call. I know I need a wake-up call, unfortunately, on a regular basis, right? Because you start drifting, and then you gotta, oh man, I gotta pull it back. So use this as your wake-up call to be more disciplined, to be more focused. Share this on all your social platforms if you can. Help this podcast grow. Whether you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, YouTube, wherever you're at. I appreciate you sharing it with friends, family members, coworkers. I appreciate you following us. And then I appreciate you going over to Patreon, because right after this, I'm going on Patreon. And we're going to talk about the real cost that's associated with wasted time. We're going to talk about, what does masculine urgency, what does that really look like? And we're going to have a worksheet there. We're going to have a book recommendation. So definitely go out. And again, it's a deeper dive into it. So if you're struggling with this, I am here for you. We have the resources to help you. Reach out to me. And then go over to patreon.com, look up Fire Iron Show, patreon.com, Fire Iron Show, and go check it out. And again, I so appreciate you joining in with us, viewing this, if you're watching us on YouTube or listening on whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or maybe you're watching us through a reel. And I appreciate you, or you found us through a reel. I appreciate you joining in with us. Again, we are the Fire and Iron Show, where we ignite your potential and forge your future.